Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam. Ajnana Nashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam. Yasya Smaranamatrena Jikhvayam Vardate Swayam. Mahamantra Stambajami Muralidhara Deshikam. प्रेमामृतं यो मुरलीनिनादैः श्रीकृष्णरूपेण पुराववर्ष अद्यापि सोऽयं मुरलीधराख्यो पुष्णाति प्रेम्णा भुवनं सहर्षं कीर्तिते तु महामन्त्रे तत्राविर्भूय तत्क्षणं सुप्रसन्नो भवेद्यस्तं प्रेमिकवरदं भजे मुरलीमण्डितकरकमलं मुनिजनमोहनं व्यत्यस्तपादं वनमालाधारिणं प्रेम भक्त मंडल नित्य कीर्तितम प्रेमिक वरदम आश्रयेऽहं नाम संकीर्तनम यस्य सर्व पाप प्रणाशनम प्रणामो दुःख शमनः तं नमामि हरिं परम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. I begin this session of Answers and Beyond by offering my very humble prostrations at the holy feet of beloved Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Maharanyam Sri Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, by whose grace I sit before you today. This is how the question goes. In real life, how does it happen? Does the Guru choose a person to be the disciple, or is it the other way around? Meaning, do we choose the Guru, or does the Guru choose us? That is the question. A very important question that needs to be addressed. Before I even begin answering this question, I'm just reminded of how I would even convey this to another person many, many years ago. Let's say there's a friend who's not very connected to the Guru and Satsang and all of this, who's known me before that. And I happen to meet this friend after many years. And that friend is aware that I've had darshan of Guru Maharaj and this is how life has gone after that. When he asks me, so how did all of this happen? I would begin the story very spontaneously. I would say that, school happened, and then after that it was college. And I happened to have darshan of Swamiji. After many months, I chose him and accepted him as my Guru. And that's how life has gone after that. This is how I would say it, very spontaneously. Yadharthama appadithaan solven. When I sit back and think about it, I wonder, is that how I should have actually told that friend? Is that accurate? When I say that I chose him to be my Guru and I accepted him as my Guru? It should have been the other way around, isn't it? He accepted me as his disciple. He chose me. That's really how I should have told, but that's really not how it strikes me at all at that stage. It's like I'm the expert and he's waiting in line to be chosen and accepted. And then I, at some point, am convinced and I choose him. I accept him. That's how I view it. The Guru does not mind all of these expressions, but that is how immature I was. At least I can say safely that we have matured enough to understand that that expression was immature. That may not be a great deal of progress, but it is some progress, friends. Because in reality, that is how it is, isn't it? It is the Mahatma, or God in the form of the Mahatma, or God's will acting through the Mahatma, whichever way you want to look at it. It is that which chooses us. It's never the other way around. It's always said, isn't it? It may appear that I am the one that is pushing, that is making all this effort. But in reality, it's never the push, it's always the pull from his end, from God's end, from the Guru's end. That is reality. That is the truth. It is the absolute truth. When seen from that plane in which the Mahatmas are, that is why they always say that everything happens according to God's will and God's will alone. There can be no two thoughts about it. It is always the pull from his end. In the sense, if I may put it in a practical sense, even the effort that I put in order to reach him is because of the pull that has happened from his side. It makes me think of this, it makes me do that effort, and it also takes me unto him. So it's always the pull. It's the Guru or Bhagwan that is the one that's pulling. So they choose us. It's never the other way around. How else can it be? In this world, when it comes to, say, making a purchase, I want to buy something that is not even very expensive. Let's say I want to buy a battery. That's going to cost a few dollars. That's it. I do so much of research. I look in the internet. I ask around. I talk to people. I talk to the stores. I find out which one is more durable. I do all of this and then finally arrive at a conclusion and put my money on one particular brand. And it turns out that that was not really the best choice after all. I find that much later. This happens for the purchase of an object in this world with all this research, this resource, the use of intellect. Still, it fails, isn't it? It happens many a time. I'm not being pessimistic here. Of course, there have been so many times when I have taken the right call, when things have gone right. Of course it has. But I cannot also deny that there have been times when things really did not happen the way I thought it would. With all my research, it finally didn't really happen so. That has also happened. So it's been both ways. That is reality. Not pessimism, reality. When that is the case in the world itself, and when I take so much of care, when I'm willing to spend so much of time and so much of energy before I make a choice for the purchase of an object that is even worth a single buck, imagine what I'm going to do as far as the spiritual path is concerned. I am going to give myself up to this, my entire life up to this. Not just some resource or a little bit of money, but I am literally going to throw myself into this. The greatest resource, the greatest wealth that I possess is my own self. I'm going to put that into this. So how do I research and how do I find out which is the right choice? Even for things that are well within the reach of my intellect and sense organs, I'm unable to take the right call. And it is said that God and the Guru are beyond this. Yato vacho nivartante, it is said, isn't it? That the point where expressions and the mind and everything stops, it's beyond that. They can't reach. How will I use these faculties, these resources to make that judgment, to identify that path, that Guru who will take me to that spiritual progress? It seems like an impossible thing to do, isn't it? How can that happen? That can happen only through the grace of the Guru and God. So how do we make the choice? Can I do the one thing that we all do? The Guru of all Gurus, the teacher of all teachers, the one to whom I have surrendered for anything and everything, my internet search engine, I just need to type the keywords and find out which is the best choice. Can I do that? Can I type the keywords? Wanted. A self-realized master. One who will take me to the truth and the truth alone. In a practical manner. Can I type all of this and find the right choice? Can I go shopping for a guru? I'm sorry to use this expression, but can I do that? Is it possible? It's not going to work that way. So how will I make that choice? Because that's really the question, isn't it? Do I choose the Guru? That choice that I make using my intellect and my mind and all of this may turn out to be the inappropriate one. It may end up making me lose this most valuable resource that I have, which is my own self, my life, my time, and my everything. So how do I make the right choice? How do I choose? You know what answer Guru Maharaj would give? He would say, don't make the choice. Don't make it. You would say, this is what you need to do. Do not go in search of the Guru. He would say, what we need to do is we need to be sincere in life. We need to be honest. We need to be truthful. We need to be dharmic. We need to stick to a code of ethics as much as possible in this age. He would say, be kind. Show that love towards all. And lead a very ethical life. That's all you need to do. And have a very sincere yearning to God. That's all you need to do. Go after God. In the way in which we understand it. If God to me is worshipping in that temple that is there in my neighborhood, where I offer my prayers when I'm faced with a challenge or when I'm faced with a difficult situation, do it sincerely, he would say. Don't go after something that's very lofty, like what Mahatmas have done. Be sincere and have that yearning towards God in the manner in which you're able to do it. That's all he would say. And as long as we do that, God will find a way to enter our lives in the form of the Guru. We need not look for it. It happens. God will make it happen. And that will always be the right choice. It will happen. One day, in one place, at the most unexpected moment, he will enter our lives. We may think that a particular situation has come up in life which has turned out to be the most unfavorable one, a very difficult challenge in life, something that we thought should have never happened in life, a moment that we probably regret a lot. But you know what will happen? End of the day, that will be the most important event that would actually lead us to the holy feet of the Guru. That situation will drive us to him. And later on we will realize that that unfavorable happening in life, that challenge was in fact the greatest blessing of God because it took us to the Guru. That realization comes later. That is how God enters our lives. As the Guru. So never make that choice. Never go looking for that Guru, because we may fail, because the intellect has its limitations. This is what Guru Maharaj would say. He will find you. All you need to do is stick to your values, do your duties, and be sincere. That's all he would say. And you know what? You don't even have to have that sincere yearning towards God in that sense. I will tell you how. let's say there's a person that really is not one that would say always go to the temple and worship and do things like that. But he's a very kind person. He's very selfless. He's as helpful as he can be in real life. He possesses a lot of virtues. He's very truthful and honest. Guru Maharaj would say that God in the form of the Guru will also find him. It does not mean that he has to go to the temple and he has to do this and that for all of this to happen in life, because that truth is God, that love is God, the tendency to do seva is God, that kindness and generosity is God. So that is also sincere yearning for God when we stick to such values in life, and the Guru will enter. On his own it will happen. And you know what's the best thing about this? Was the question may come, so how will I know that that is the moment? How will I know that that is my Guru? What our scriptures say, and what Guru Maharaj would always say, says is that we will never have that doubt. When we reach the holy feet of that Guru, we will know that this is the moment. I am here. I know it. There will be no doubt in the mind of that individual, because it is that connect. That is how it happens. He makes it happen. He makes it happen. So we need not go searching for him. All we need to do is we need to lead a dharmic life, and we need to have a sincere yearning to God. Pray to him with that faith. Because intent can never be faked, isn't it? Everything else can be faked. I can fake everything. I can pretend to be this whole different person. You may be deceived by it, but I know that I'm faking. There's one thing that I can never fake, it is intent. And when that intent is real, it will be answered, and the response comes from God in the form of the Guru in our life. It happens. And when we look at it this way, we can actually feel very confident. We can pat ourselves in the back. You know why? Because if we have actually reached the holy feet of a Guru, the vice versa is true, isn't it? We can tell ourselves that somewhere along the way, maybe in this birth or in the previous birth, I must have done something good. I must have been truthful, I must have been honest, I must have been kind, or I must have at least possessed an iota of that yearning for God. Otherwise, he would not have entered my life in this janma, in this birth, in this form. So let me pat myself on the back, let me feel reassured that I'm actually on the right track. If the sum total of things has led me unto his feet, it must all be on the right track. I'm progressing on the right path. So that is something for all of us to feel good about when we have reached the holy feet of the Guru. That's how it works. God gives us that. It's his grace. If the compassion of God were to take a form, it is the Guru. That is how he reaches out to us. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a very beautiful Leela in the life of the great Bhakta, the Prince Dhruva. I'm not going to go into the whole story. I'll just pick the relevant context, the relevant portion here. A very beautiful lesson is taught through the Dhruva Charitra, his life history. Guru Maharaj would beautifully interpret it for us in his own unique way. This prince decides that he is going to go in search of the universal father, the supreme father. How? How does it happen to a little boy? It's because his father is the king, and this boy has grown up with his mother in a circumstance where he did not know that the king was actually his father. The day he found that, he went rushing to the palace to see his father. He wanted to go and sit on the lap of his father. That's it. Something that any child would have. and he is pushed away from his father's lap, meaning the king's lap. And then his mother tells him that, why do you aspire to sit on the lap of this father? Look, you got pushed away. You should always aspire to sit on the lap of the universal Father, meaning God. He will never push you away. This is the goal to attain. What a beautiful Upadesha she has given him. Like a guru, she has pointed him. And you know what the little boy did after that? He immediately set out in that journey to go and sit on the lap of the Father of this entire universe. Intent, power of intent. What would I have done if I had been in that situation? Maybe today is not a good day. It's Ashtami or Navami, maybe I should not venture out today. I need to plan, I need to pack, maybe get some food. What will happen if there's no food on the way? And what's the address anyway? Can you give me the GPS coordinates? How do I get there? How do I get to the Universal Father? Maybe it's very hot today. Or there's lots of clouds, maybe it will rain. I should wait till the next season. I would have done all of this. Why? Because I have no intent of leaving. I talk about it, but I don't really have that intent to venture in that journey. The intent is not strong, but that's not so in the case of this little boy. It's very clear. The power of intent. So he leaves. The moment his mother says, go find the Father of this universe and sit on his lap, he leaves. And when he leaves, in Dhruva Charitram, we find that the great Narada Maharshi intercepts him as he is going. Did he make an appointment? Did he ask, will you be available at this particular time? Because I have to book a cab, I have to come there, and I have to know what would be the time, how long do I have to wait? Did he make an appointment with Narada Maharshi? No. He ventured out with that true intent, and God, in the form of Narada Maharshi, came there, and the meeting happens. Exactly like how it happened in the case of the great king Parikshit. When he left and reached the banks of the holy Ganga, Sri Shuka came there. It was not a pre-planned event in that sense, but it truly was the pre-planned event. Because here is a jiva that wanted to attain, and the guru who wanted to give, and the meeting has to happen. That is how it is. And it happened. So Narada Maharshi came there, stopped this boy. Where are you going? I'm going to find the Father of the universe. Do you know where he lives? No, I don't. My mother told me that I have to find him and sit on his lap. Do you know that this is a forest? There are a lot of venomous snakes in this forest. There are lots of wild animals. Will you not be scared if you go there? Can you tell me why you are doing this? And he narrates the story of how he went to the palace and he got pushed away by his father. And then the Narada Maharshi tells him that if every father and son who have a quarrel end up doing something like this, let me tell you, the forest will be full of people. It will no longer be a forest. That's not how it works in the world. Just go back home, sleep tonight. Tomorrow morning will be another day. You will forget all about this and you will lead your life as usual. All this won't work. He's saying all these things to dissuade the little boy. Not in a negative sense at all. All he's trying to do is he wants to see how strong his resolve is. Dhruva is strong, Dhruva is steady. He listens to all of this and he says, "Oh great one, I've had your darshan now, and my mother has told me lots of bedtime stories about you, and I understand that you are Narada Maharshi, the guru of the path of bhakti itself. who's ever chanting the names of God. I wish to ask you one question. May I? With all due respect. You are a Triloka Sanchari, you are always going around and round with different words, and you've spoken about Bhagavan everywhere. Till date, can you tell me how many that attended your satsangs, your lectures, decided to go after God? Soon after the lecture, they did not go home, but they decided to go after God. Has it ever happened? Narada Maharshi smiles at himself. He says, no, not even once. Everybody listens to my lectures, they clap, they applaud the good points, and they all get the prasadam and go back home to lead their lives as usual. When that is the case, after listening about you, after listening about all of this, I am probably the only person that has decided to set out on this journey to reach the Father of this universe. Should you not be happy? Should you not encourage me? Should you not pat me on my back and say, you will get it? Instead, you're asking me to go back home. Narada Maharshi is pleased because that was his intent. He wanted to see how strong his resolve was. He says, you will get it. You are the right candidate. Dhruva says, can you please wait for a minute? And very quickly, he runs to a pond nearby. Guru Maharaj would explain all of this in his bhava. It's a very beautiful bhava. And there were some nice lotuses in that pond. Dhruva plucks those lotuses and he brings them. He goes around Narada Maharshi and he offers those lotuses at his holy feet and falls at his feet and offers pranams. Narada Maharshi is moved by this boy's gesture. He smiles and he wants to pick him up. And he says, if there's one that is going to get this, it is you, Dhruva. If there is one who is going to see God, it is you. Dhruva is delighted because he says, God may not appear before me because of my penance, because of my japam, because of my effort, but he will because you have said so. He will make the word of the Guru come true. Because you are that truth, I am blessed. Because you have said so, it is going to happen. And Narada Maharshi bends down to pick this boy up to embrace him. And as he does that, Guru Maharaj would say so beautifully, if you close your eyes and imagine, it's such a blissful sight. It says there's this garland that Narada Maharshi is wearing, and as he bends down to pick this little boy, that garland falls on the neck of Dhruva. And the moment it happens, Narada Maharshi smiles. He says, now I understand why Bhagavan did it. He says to Dhruva, this morning, as usual, I went to have darshan of Bhagavan in his abode. And the moment he saw me, Bhagavan was very delighted. I went there, chanted Nama. As I was about to leave, Bhagavan called me. He was wearing a garland. He took that garland and he put that garland around my neck. A very special gesture, not something that he would do every day. And he said, Labham, meaning you are going to get a huge gain today. I wondered what greater gain there can be, because I'm already having darshan of Bhagavan, I'm chanting Nama. Now I understand, you are that gain. Nidampa the Lapam. Periya Lapam. You are that gain and that garland is meant for you. So he put it on my neck and from me it went to you. And Narada Maharshi blesses the boy and Dhruva has darshan of Bhagavan. We all know that story. In other words, Guru Maharaj would say that the point that is beautifully emphasized in this Charitram is Dhruva never went after a Guru. He went after God with that true intent. And God, when he decided to take him unto his fold, entered Dhruva's life as the Guru, Narada Maharshi, and he blessed him and he attained that goal too. So friends, it is always God or the Guru that chooses us. It is never the other way around. Blessed are we that have been taken unto the fold of the Guru. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Thank you.